they're always good points. Points are always good. You'd like to have two, so they're always good when you get points. I'd like it to be better. You got me there for sure, but they're always good to get. They're hard to get.
Sentiment in the room was, 40 minutes, kind of played like the second period against Vegas, and then it really changed in the third, similar to the Vegas game. Did you see the same kind of thing where it just switch kind of flipped the second intermission?
Yeah. I didn't think we were great. I thought, we had some guys going pretty good early. I thought Janot was going good. He showed up. He was physical right away. He jumped out at me, playing with a lot of intensity. Give Vancouver credit, played really hard, and they don't give you much anyways. But yeah, we weren't sharp. Even in the third period, I didn't think we were sharp. We still weren't sharp. We scored. It was great to see, and we played much better. But I still think I don't think we were sharp. Passes on the tape, the power play, and all that kind of stuff. Those are examples for me of where we just weren't crisp.
Second game in a row, you've went to Q centering. Obviously, Fiala and Kempe in third, and it paid off again. Generated a goal. Curious as to how much do you see that being a regular thing when you in a need a goal scenario, and is that something that as a line you may even consider going beyond that?
Yeah, we'll consider it for sure. I mean, they've been pretty effective in relatively small minutes together. I mean, tonight's Juice kind of was him and Gabby in a solo show by Juice. That wasn't necessarily the line, but and I thought that Kopi and Laugh and Turk were pretty dangerous too. I guess the whole team was more dangerous in the third period, so everybody kind of pushed a little bit more. But yeah, that's something we'll have to talk about for sure.
Can you color in a little bit detail on Doughty's injury? Like when did he sustain it? Is it related at all to the surgery?
No, it's just a lower body day to day.
He'll travel with the team.
He'll travel with the team, yeah.
Going back to that goal from Kempe, you said it was kind of a solo show by him. Does that ability to pick up the puck in the neutral zone, attack, and just kind of blow a puck by boy there, is that a one-of-one skill on this team that he has, and how important is that?
I think you put Kevin in that same category, and Laugh almost got one in the second, one of our most dangerous chances. That was kind of a similar type of play. So I would put, top of my head, I would put those three guys as probably having the greatest probability to be able to pull that off.
How would you grade the power play today?
Oh, not very good. Not when you don't score. And we weren't as dangerous as we needed to be either. Yeah, no, not good enough.
What went behind the decision to start Rich, and what did you think about his performance tonight?
I thought he was just okay. Dave played really well on the back-to-back prior to the break. And then hadn't played in a long time, right? Break, and we know he's going to play one of the two, or likely play one of the two this weekend. So we didn't want him to have to wait 3 weeks in between starts. We wanted to make sure we get him a start before that. So that was it. But he was just okay.
You gave Clark over 17 minutes. What do you think?
We'll have to go back through and look closely like we do with all players. But
If Drew played, would he have played 17 minutes?
I don't think so, no. I think that's fair. Drew's going to suck up 20 to 25, so, and it's not going to be a whole lot of Mikey and Gabby and Eddie's minutes, so it's going to be somebody else's, and likely his, yeah.
Obviously, you guys have a lot of experience now this season not having Drew in the lineup, but to lose him kind of last second like that, does that have a negative mental impact on the team, even though you can't survive without him, but even
Right.
to lose that way?
I think that's a fair comment. We felt pretty good with him. He did a great job at the tournament. He was back. He was playing well. It's like, okay, we got a little momentum here with this team, this lineup. Yeah, so I think to have him go out, we miss him, and probably more so because of the circumstances that had missed most of the year. Yeah.
Coming back to Riddick, coming into the year, it was kind of a 1A, 1B-ish situation with Darce. Do you feel like there's maybe a little more separation between the two now?
Well, if there is, it's how well Darcy has played. I mean, Darcy's played, pretty darn good this year. Like he's at a level with probably 4 or 5 other goalies in the league that have really separated themselves as a group, I think. So, I would say if there's a separation, it's just because Darcy's played so well.
What do you make of this team so far after the break? Because it's been 3 games, 2 of them have been wins, and tonight where they haven't really been clean, where you've had to respond.
Yeah.
You've said you like the response,
Yeah.
but it seems like they've been disjointed pretty much every game.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that at all. I would have liked to seen us, really come out and play a full 60 and go, and we didn't. There's no question. No, we've got probably pretty good results. Probably tonight we could have got 2, and probably the other nights maybe we didn't deserve to. Maybe we got 1 or 0. You know what I mean? So the results, you hope that they balance themselves a little bit. So the sting is probably a little bit less because, although we probably deserve that, the other games, I'm not so sure. So we got to play better. I agree.
And there's been a big focus, obviously, on the Kempe Fiala QB line right now. Before that, it was Q and Fiala Laugh. Even before that, it was Kopitar and Kempe's line really going. This team seems like it's really struggled to get more than one line going at a time. What's maybe key for you to get that depth scoring really going?
Yeah. Well, I think Phil's line's been pretty consistent. So you look at, Fogs gets the big one. They got 2, 3 the other night. So, and Phil's had a couple. So I think that line, I think it's an important point. I think that line probably, if they can get going somewhat consistently, then, we'll find some goals from Q's line or Kopi's line. It's usually one of those two has been scoring for us. So I think Phil's line's a really key line there if they can chip in a little bit.
Spenny's been pretty visible in the last couple games. Not everybody knows about his skating and his skill, but where do you think he's at in terms of handling the physical rigors, his confidence level, and that kind of thing? Now 2/3 of the way through the season.
Right. Yeah. No, he does really well for an undersized defenseman. He's able to handle himself. You saw it against Vegas. It's one of the bigger teams in the league. So he handles himself physically. It's a real advantage for him. I mean, if he couldn't do that, it's hard to create offense in the league. And when I say create offense, what does that mean? It means a lot of different things. It might mean a lot more, might be different to me or the coaches than it is to other people. So creating offense is really difficult. And if you hang your hat on creating offense, you're going to have a tough time because giving up offense is really easy to do. So there's a balance there, and I think Spenny's done a really good job with that.
Jim, you mentioned when Drew comes back, he's going to suck up a lot of minutes, and he's not going to take them away from Gabby or Mikey. And he also said won't take them away from Joel Edmondson. That maybe isn't a statement people expected when he signed in the summer. What does this coaching staff like so much about his game and how he's played this season?
Eddie?
Yeah.
Before I answer that, can I ask you what you've liked so much about Eddie's game?
Yeah, I think he shuts down opposition on the attack really well, and I think he's maybe a little under the puck on his stick.
Yeah. Offensive blue line, for sure. He's had a great season on the offensive blue line. Yeah. That I wasn't expecting. I didn't know he could shoot as well as he did. But the first point you make, you play a team like Vegas, and you got Hurdle, you got Stone. I could go down the list. There's a lot of big guys, Eichel too. And you just take up space. It's not only being big, which is important, cross-checking, keeping people off the goalie, but it's just the space you take up. It's the space you take up. I think if you saw a little bit of the Four Nations tournament when we watched that, the big players, they just seem to have maybe a little bit more of an impact on that series than some of the other guys. Just taking up space. There was just not a lot of room to get to the net for either team, and that's not just the defensemen, it's the forwards too. So, I mean, it's a simple math, right? The ice sheet's this big, and guys are this big, and they have a reach. It makes it harder. So, yeah, those things. But the offensive blue line has been a surprise. It's been really good, too. It's not a luck. He pounds it.